This is the Real Power is People podcast, here to interrupt your regularly scheduled programming. There's a gender war at hand, and it's been difficult trying to articulate my insights on it. For one, things keep happening and I can't keep up. From new movies reinforcing aspects of the gender war, like Barbie, to the slew of popular internet clips that pop up in my feed or my search. And for two, it honestly feels like individuals who participate in podcasts or whatever pushing the gender war are doing so to validate their bitterness towards the opposite sex and or because it's a hustle. There's nothing spiritual considered in the bulk of these conversations, so I wouldn't take them seriously, except people don't seem to know the end game. The end game is population control, ladies and gentlemen, aka eugenics. I'm not saying there's a CIA agent posing as a podcaster who bashes women, but remember, Gloria Steinem once said, "Women need men like a fish needs a bicycle." I mean, proof is usually in the pudding, folks, and history repeats itself unless we learn the lesson. For men, wise men move towards solutions. What fools do is browbeat women. Browbeating women with your opinionated version of logic does not work. That's why when cultures want to so-called keep women in line, they end up having to do so with physical aggression, repressive cultural mores, and oppressive laws. Some of you guys want that deep down, but it's a complete violation of her God-given rights, and we may not see an issue with it because our rights are being violated daily too. When you attempt to correct a woman, it's got to be in the spirit of love, and it's got to be consistent with who you present yourself as, meaning mind, heart, and action, because she needs to trust you before she can listen to you. Like, no matter how logical or educated a trick is, he's merely a customer, so his opinion is lowest on the totem pole for lack of sexual discipline and self-worth. However, even if you are in your divine masculine, this does not mean a woman won't reject your attempts to guide her. The operative word in that sentence is guide. Y'all want control. Nuh-uh. She has the right to reject anything you got to say. You can't force her to think like you, and she's not really supposed to. It's obvious to me guys talk down on women to feel smarter than them because they're frustrated. So they gotta compensate somehow. Viewers get to kind of feel better about themselves vicariously by watching these podcast hosts argue female guests down who are intentionally chosen because their forte is not speaking nor critical thinking. These people get millions of viewers, and so I see the popular narratives being repeated more and more outside of these online spaces. I know people hate brutal honesty, but I'm not white knighting, and I'm not hating for any reason. So don't take it personal. As I say often, I'm not condemning you, I'm condemning the behavior. And this is towards women. Baby girl, it's not you, it's your programming. The human mind is a malleable instrument. The response of anyone is to adapt to their environment. Oppression has indirectly or intentionally created societal trends that are byproducts of the oppression. When we are brainwashed with lies from birth, we focus on confirmation biases presented in our reality which reinforce what we've been told. So what I'm saying is, I've never wielded enough power in society to sit up here and make it so women make 17% less than me at a job because I'm a man. I didn't make that decision. What I'm saying is, I was just as indoctrinated by the dominant culture to have a dysfunctional view on women by way of music, TV, pornography, etc. We men were born into it, not necessarily making conscious choices. All choices stem from our subconscious at some level. With that said, I'll be honest, I'm not sure what the women featured on a lot of these podcasts expressing their ire for men actually want. My third eye is telling me it's popularity, views, and money. Maybe to vent. But that's typically what men are doing because we don't have many safe spaces to do that and not be judged. What I tend to see that women complain about stoking the flames of a gender war is largely connected to materialism and personal decision making. Look, I know men are expected to provide and secure, but if he's going to do that, then he's got to lead. This is not synonymous with dominate. Providing is also not synonymous with being a human bank. One issue is the dissemination of the idea that a man ain't a man if he's not well off financially. Like he's not deserving of attention, love, or respect. That's one of the major contributing factors to why we had so many drug dealers in the hood. It's also why so many relationships are transactional, which inevitably causes men and women to commodify one another. When money is made more important than the kind of man he is, you will continue to be disappointed in your choice in men. But take accountability on that. Learn a lesson and progress, baby. When y'all say who hurt you, with some of us, a woman did hurt us. People don't show any compassion towards R. Kelly, but he was molested by his female babysitter. Not to excuse his actions as an adult, but hurt people hurt people. Many young boys have been molested, but society is less disturbed by the female pedophile and hebephile. Any sexual activity occurring where a person cannot exercise their autonomy, they are experiencing psychological and emotional damage, whether they realize it or not. Many women have experienced this as well. So when you take the eagle eye view, in helping our boys and being a little more nurturing, we will be helping our girls. In a much less severe manner, guys' genuine romantic advances are rejected often. That can hurt his self-esteem, and some guys spiral based on that pattern. Bad breakups. You've probably had one or a few. You may carry baggage from it. Trust issues, a general dislike for men, etc. Men are not so different in that regard. I mean, these men are your sons, your brothers, your fathers. So while the question who hurt you is meant to be a dig, think about what you really want and what you need, baby. A question like that will halt men's comfortability with vulnerability very fast. And then it's not understood why we hold our issues inside and explode or implode later. In the effort to match us or one-up men in society, you are repressing who you were meant to be. That divine feminine can't shine in the ideal fashion. The government, big corporations, really supported feminism to tax y'all, increase consumerism, and indoctrinate kids easier because both parents are working. Same as to receive welfare back in the 70s or 80s. You couldn't have a man in the house. So connect the dots. We need each other, and we need each other to be different. That's how we complement one another. The worst of humanity causes division between us. This shit is big money, so we're all victims to the conditioning. I'm ashamed to see how far black folks fall for this gender war BS. Know that population control is very real. Why do you think black folks are number one victims of murder and disease and imprisonment? They used to actually sterilize people. In fact, in 2013, Israeli government forcibly sterilized African immigrants. All that's left is to stop you from procreating. But we don't have to force it. We'll create so much disunity that you'll choose it. Putting your men down, putting your women down is not a flex. Love.